So I just want to tune in very quick and just explain and go in details how I trade the market. Okay, so you could watch this on replay, so you could watch it over and over again. It's a public video, but there's huge demand right now for many traders out there that want to know me, how I trade, because I've been very privately, and my social media was private. I don't know if you saw it, but on TikTok, Instagram, everything was private because I don't have a need to sell anything. I just trade my own capital and build my own companies like most of the traders you see out there is not doing, right? But to give you a little bit more value and help, so I built software, okay? I built a system. We run a very quiet, large hedge fund right now that I'm not going to pitch anything, okay? I'm just going to help you. This is free. There's no catch. Don't have to sign up to anything. So how I trade the market is very simple. I trade futures. I trade sometimes on Saxo Bank, US Tech 100 to see if these. But I mean, most of the time with our hedge fund, we trade futures. It's just more, it's just better, lower fees, it's quicker. Most of you out there, it's probably also trading, trading futures. But this is how it works, okay? So we could just break it down quick here so you could use it for yourself. No need to sign up to my service. There's no catch here. But how I trade the market overall is I wait 5 minutes. And if I see what I saw yesterday, that's a pattern you could kind of like write down and see if you can replicate that on your own charts. But if I see market is pushing right before opening and then we start selling off 5 minutes in, so we have 5 minute highs and lows, and then I see it breaks below. But if I see it's retracing and I see it breaking 50 points below, it's my principles, 50 points past opening range, I go in for a long called reverse. That's the first trade. It could be a long, but it could also have been if it market had pushed 50 points above that range. I will take the short and I will target opposite side of the range plus 25 points. So if you want me to go in details again, I could do that. Always happy to break down concepts about how I trade. But that's my bread and butter. That's how I like really trade the market in this different market regime, because right now you've probably been seeing that no strategy is really working because market just been outperforming everything, all funds, everyone. So how do I trade it? I just look for longs and I look for where they grab liquidity and where they could turn the market. So basically what I do is I look at pre-market lows, okay? And then I just know they want to take some stops below, and then I know they want to target opposite side. That's basically how I trade the market. So what about if market have sold off and after 4, so that's like, around here, like 4, I mean, I'm considering like 20 minutes over, 30 minutes over, like maybe 5, so that's going to be 11 a.m. Eastern time. If it's keep continuing consolidating but selling off and breaking new lows, so lower highs, lower lows, I'm just short, or 15 minutes short. That's also why I have as a trade 2. So if I take a trade 1, as you see right here, do I take the trade 2? No, I only take the trade 2 if I see that I took profit on trade 1. Then I take trade 2. If I lose trade 1, I'm not taking trade 2, okay? And I'm not taking a trend day 2. What I do is simply, if I win on the first, the second is giving a short, obviously because it's breaking 50 points above. Do I go in here for a short? No. Why? Because if I go in for a short and when my system is giving a short, it have to work out immediately for me. So let me give you an example of how I trade the market. So I wait, it's just poor value. Like I'm not even sure why I'm doing this, but yeah, I hope you get some value from this, okay? So you could see my software and you could put in your balance, okay? So I could match it with my balance. Here. Oh, that's not true. And for all you that are saying, yeah, you don't have that balance, it's not a live account. Okay, I'll show you in a minute. So you can see right here, I'm going for a long, stop loss below, and I target opposite side of the range, and then everyone is going to ask me now, Mass, do you take a short once you hit TP? I could do that. I have the option because I made money on the first one. So I already locked in 40,000, and you say, yeah, that's not true. It is. I'll show you in a minute. Okay. Do I take a short right here? No, I do not take a short. Why? Because I don't short against the trend. Same here. Why do I go for long? Because it's reversing and it's not closing below. It doesn't really break out really like 25 points below previous day's lows. So this strategy, this framework here, it's always adjusting. You can't copy it, but you can get access to it if you reach out to me. Do you have to reach out? Do you need this system? No, of course not. You can do your own thing like I do. I've been doing my whole life, 10 years, just working my ass off and trading my own system. So I only take a short reversal if it goes down. Did it went down when I entered the market? No, it did not. It took 50 points above, as you could see, short trade, right? And then what we could simply see right here, it's not continuing to go down. So it have to go a little bit up, that's fine. Doesn't hit stop loss, and then it have to turn. Because it didn't turn, and I don't trade with the trend, I'm not in. So did I watch for a trend day here? Do I watch for second trade and go long? No. What I simply do is I could either hold my first trade if I feel it's gonna continue go up, or I could simply call it a day. But what I also could do is I could not take the trade, and then what I could simply do is I could go for long once we break 15 minutes or 5 minutes or up high. That should also be the first trade, but then that would have been executed around like 11 a.m. Eastern time. So I could take a trend day, that's the only thing I'm gonna do, or I take this trade. Can I take the short? Yes. I could also went short up here, took it down if that was the case, and went long. I just have to decide before the market is gonna open what I'm gonna do today. So yesterday I decided I'm gonna go for long. Good. That's my trade one. Good. And then trade two is not gonna happen only if I see immediately rejection. It did not. It pushed up. It didn't confirm. It continued, and I was just like, okay, I'm not feeling it. When it's a long, it was a long after 11. Once we have break above 5 and 15-minute order. Now you just got all my secrets. So now you might be asking, Matt, I want some help regarding DAX. All the softwares we have offering, I wouldn't call offering, and also regarding my account I trade. As you can see, it's a live account, okay? Live account, equity, yeah. So, I mean, this is the account I'm trading, and I'm trading futures, okay? Just to show you some proof, where most they show funded, and I don't know what they show. They're just not real. Regarding DAX, this is how DAX is working for me. And we only have two softwares. So if you want to read more about it, you don't have to, but you go to Mirror Trading. There's where you mirroring our quant fund as application only, or the private group where you're getting access to my software also by application only. Okay, so only for serious traders that have capital, and I can help you, but you have to be really committed and serious about it. And you go in here and you apply, and you might be a member. For DAX here, you have the London session. You could see right here, the DAX was giving a short, okay? So it was giving a short, and the strategy for DAX is actually a little bit different, and have to be traded also a little bit different, okay? So DAX for me is I mark out highs and lows for the first 5 minutes, and it's very low win rate, very high profit factor, by the way, but this is how I trade the market. Once I see clean confirmation, and I see sell-off like I actually did today, but we do not break below these, I actually did not took the trade, and I will not take a trade. But let's just say that we're giving a short, and we're breaking pre-market lows, then I'm in for a short, right? But we did not, so I would personally not have taken the trade. The terms for everything is 5 minutes. If it's over, wider than 80 points, I skip. I need to have a minimum 5 points of breakout. After 60 minutes, I'm done. I target 100 points, 125 points. I risk 50 points. I have 1% risk. It's a 0.5% risk, around 1%. That's how I trade the market. So in this case here, target would be down here with below. I think it's gonna probably come a little bit up now and then maybe push to here. I think it also could, but how I would trade the market would be for me to just take a clean opening range breakout. So to make it just clear, follow the system. Is that profitable? It is. Can it be better? Yes, we could optimize it. We could also trade it like we trade the Nasdaq, but that's not how I do it. So as you can see, I mostly focus on Nasdaq, taking one trade, risk 1%. DAX, it's also trend days. For me, it's very important that you understand that there is no guarantees here. I'm not trying to get you into something. You could do whatever you want to do with your trading. As I also do, you are independent and have to be responsible for your own actions when you're trading. The only thing I could give you is a framework that are profitable over the long term. If you are quitting in 2-3 months, then this is not for you. You have to view it over 2 to 3 to 5 years. And we keep adjusting the software to be matching the market. So just so you understand, okay, here's coming a little bit silly, pitchy, but again, there's no rush. But regarding the software and the community, my private group, very successful traders, you're getting access to these softwares and you don't have to switch, get new ones. It's all the same. We just update them in the background when we upgrading it for our own quant fund. So you don't have to do anything. You just have access to these two and you could trade after them. You could avoid them. You could use them as a inspiration. As you see, it works, but sometimes it's not working. That's also why we have a very tight stop loss. But if you make, let's just say on average, like 5% per month compound or 10% on a quite large balance, and let's say you don't have a quite large balance, then there's only two options. You don't do it, or you're considering trading with prop firms that there's no problems trading with them. You just have to understand their rules, how they operate, how they make money, and how you could make money. How you simply make money is just doing things correctly and take one trade per day. And then once you are really right, you do not get attached to that. And once you're wrong, you use the same mindset. But 1% risk and target 2.5 R, then you will be good to go, and that's way more profitable than most of the systems out there. If we go a little bit back here and just look here, you could see right here, it's giving an orb long. It works out immediately. It doesn't even have 1% drawdown. It doesn't even have any drawdown. You can see it's working out immediately. So that's also why I'm saying if it doesn't work in the first 30 minutes, I'm out. Have to work out immediately. You see I go for a long right here. It's going to take a long and it's up immediately. I don't even have one drawdown. I don't even have one red number. It works out immediately. Stop loss there and target 2.5 R. And then you could see it's going to hit take profit. So it works 40%, 50% of the time. But if you're trading with 2.5 R, you're in profit. So the only thing you could do is you could have a little bit wider stop loss, and you could just accept that this is not going to make you extremely wealthy, but it's going to teach you how to trade correct on the DAX. What's going to make you more wealthy is the consistency and the discipline of being in the market. So your profit is reinvested into long-term candidates, long-term investments, like I'm also doing. So in my Discord, my private group for friends and close, family members, like very successful, we have a long-term portfolio as well, and where we allocate our profits to long-term stock portfolio, also sharing in there, and we trade large capital. You could do that as well. Different firms, Apex, so on, and you trade with the right system. You just need a good system that are profitable. This system here is profitable, so you don't need to do anything. You don't need to change anything. You just need to trade with something that actually works. And if it doesn't work, you don't trade it. Okay, so same here. You see it over and over and over again. Giving a long here works out perfectly. Okay, it's the same. It's the same. It's not the same setup. It is the same setup, but it's not the same day. You can see it right here. 2nd of June. Look here. So we just go back here. You could just put in 2nd of June. Here we go. You could see again, it's running. But then you say, man, it's not working every day. Of course not working every day. I just told you when it's gonna work, okay? It's gonna work, it's gonna work 40% of the time. You just need a very tight stop loss. So how are you trading this market with me? You join the private group. If you get approved, I reject 80%, but still apply, and I'll see what we could do. You see, works out immediately. There's no drawdown. Can you see any red numbers? No, it works out immediately. It like immediately, okay? Like very little drawdown. It goes right to TP, and I'm just done. And you can see right here, TP. So how do I trade the market? Very tight stop loss. So you could even have this as a wider stop loss. Like you could have like a 30-point stop loss, and you can see right here, you would still be successful. We still need to target the 125 points. So that case would be a little bit more. But I think you understand my point. Okay. So if you want to learn more, you go in here, apply. I just want to make this, give you some free value. Do you need to apply? No, of course not. But I just hope you got some value from this, and I wish you the best day ever.